Hi friends, thought of recording this video about a recent article that I read, and it was about sales. And I personally believe that sales is not only restricted to sales professionals per se. I have observed that there are a lot of people who unconsciously practice sales in their daily routines, be it founders, be it finance, be it doctors, and I believe it is important. If we understand the basic principles of human nature, then it becomes much more easy to create an impact, to convince other people, or to express ourselves better. Whenever we are conveying our ideas, it becomes a bit difficult to convey exactly what we are trying to say. And the article beautifully narrates Aristotle's basic rhetoric principles. We all know that Aristotle was a Greek philosopher, and he has beautifully expressed the human rational in his rhetoric triangle, which comprises of three elements. Which are mainly logos, pathos, and ethos. Logos stands for logic and rational, ethos stands for ethic, and pathos stands for emotional intelligence. And how exactly we can use these principles in sales is I personally am an avid sales professional, and I'm practicing sales for the past good number of years, and I have done it for a good number of brands. And I made this initial mistake of approaching sales only from the logos perspective, or only from the rational perspective, and all my sales pitch used to be from the perspective of logic and logic alone. For example, what exactly my product stands for, what exactly my offering stands for, how much discounts am I going to offer, how is the other person going to benefit as opposed to competition, so on and so forth. And I was all wrong, because there were other two important factors which were completely missed out, which were mainly pathos and ethos. And the second element of this discussion is that if we compile them in a chronological order, for example, if we compile the three rhetoric principles in a particular order, then the result is much better. So much so that the researchers say that the result improves by 87%. And I have personally seen the effect myself, that if you pull your act together in a particular order, utilizing those three principles in a chronological manner, then the results improve drastically. So, researchers say that if you meet someone, and if you are getting into an act of, let's say, sales, or if you are wanting to convey an idea which you want the other person to buy, the first and foremost principle of ethos should be put forward in your sales pitch. Ethos stands for your basic principles, which should convey through non-verbal and verbal communications that whatever you are speaking is true, it is consistent, it is believable, the other person has ample reasons to trust you, and it is a basic act of creating that trustworthiness. And if it is not done right, then it becomes really difficult to create that emotional connect with the person who is listening to you. So first and foremost uh, principle that should be deployed in an act of conversation or sales, it is ethos. And the logical second chronological principle that should be deployed is pathos, which is about emotional intelligence. Once the basic foundation of trust is laid, pathos is something which helps the person build that emotional connect with the other person, and it helps build that camaraderie with the other person. And like, one can practice pathos with a lot of storytelling techniques, with a lot of techniques where the other person is at the center of the story, and a lot of common context, common situations can be shared. And towards the end of the pitch, or towards the end of the conversation, is where logos should be coming to the picture, where you discuss about all transactional stuff. You talk about the product attributes, you talk about the brand attributes, you talk about the pricing, why exactly your price is slightly higher, or why exactly your idea stands apart. Almost all of the transactional part of the discussions comes under logos part of it, and that should be covered towards the very end. And that's where most of the sales managers, or most of the people who practice sales, they make a mistake. They either jumble the entire sequence haphazardly because this knowledge is not applied somewhere, or they apply these principles in isolation. For example, I made a big mistake of applying only and only logos and not the other principles while conveying my ideas, conveying my thoughts, or while pitching my product to some of the customers. And the purpose of recording this video was to document it formally, for someone who is starting his career new, all afresh in sales, or for someone who believes that sales is something which is tough, which is difficult to practice. And if you guys think that this video resonates with you, if you think that this practice is practicable, then do comment on the comment section. I would love to hear your views. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye.